If you want to make your kitchen look more expensive this new year without doing any renovations, you are going to love today's video because that's exactly what I'm sharing. These are quick and easy and affordable hacks you can do using your local thrift store, the Dollar Tree, and other affordable locations. Now, before we get into today's video, hi, I'm KB. I'm your interior design fairy godmother, and I'd love it if you smash that subscribe button because I have new videos just like this one every Monday and Friday, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community. But now let's talk all things kitchen. So the first and easiest way to make your kitchen look expensive is to add some type of long overflowing greenery. It doesn't have to be real, it can totally be fake, but having something nice and tall will really anchor the space. Something I think people get wrong all the time in kitchens is that they will have a bunch of really small little floral arrangements. You'll have a little bunch of roses here and a few hydrangeas there, which is cute, it's fine, but it's just kind of scattered, it's overwhelming. You kind of want something that's like visually jarring and something that can really stand alone. So I like to do like either a nice bulbous vase or a nice tall vase and really nice overflowing stems. And you want to place this in a part of the kitchen where it's fine for them to be overflowing. They're not interfering with the cabinets or the things that you need to do in the kitchen, because while we do want to have a beautiful kitchen, we also want everything to be super duper functional. Along with that, I think you're probably inclined to follow the rule of three, really anchor this vase, and you should anchor it, but not to the extent that you're probably assuming. You can really get by just having this vase and a book or a tray, or this vase and a candle. You don't actually have to do so much in your kitchen, especially on your island. You definitely want to keep the decor very minimal. That being said, if you're actually decorating along the back of your counter, you definitely want to use a tray with your decor or a book and set off the decor on top of it so that it's easy to move, because it's much easier to move a book that has a vase, a candle, and a tchotchke on it than taking one thing one by one. So that's why trays and books are really helpful. Now, if we are decorating in these spaces, we also want to make sure that the decor that we're using is very different in color from our countertop. So whether you have marble, granite, quartzite, it doesn't matter. If you're putting decor on it that's the exact same color as the countertop, it can feel like it gets lost, and that's how we end up adding all the unnecessary decor, trying to really anchor it. But as long as you're choosing different colors, that will actually help do that, which will save you time, money, and space when it comes to decorating your kitchen. Another way, obviously, to introduce textiles is to just have kitchen towels scattered about the space, which you already do have. Honestly, I'm gonna say something kind of controversial here. I think you should have fun, vibrant kitchen towels, but kitchen towels also need to be functional, which means they're gonna get dirty, you're gonna get pasta sauce on them, this and that. So I'd actually probably say go really sleek and minimal with your kitchen towels. Make them really easy to wash so they can have a pattern, but choose a more subtle color, a color that hides dirt a little bit better, and put them on your oven wherever they go. But one place you definitely want to have fun with the kitchen that will definitely make your kitchen look expensive is to put a striking rug. Of course, you have like arthritis or back problems, you should get a nice plush rug or whatever, but I think having a striking rug is really what elevates kitchens and really makes designer kitchens stand apart. This is where you're gonna have that fun Turkish rug or that fun Afghan rug or something like that, or your scalloped rug. This is where you're gonna introduce color and texture and have a ton of fun. And if your rug is kind of flat, it's giving the color but it's not giving the comfort, just put a nice plush foam rug pad underneath so it'll bolster it, and it will do that same thing as like that plush foam rug you were gonna have before, but it will be comfortable so you don't have to sacrifice comfort for style. Now, the kitchen is the place where we have like really beautiful scents and like things that just smell so good and you want to eat them, but the kitchen also has really funky scents. And I think something that really takes up space in the kitchen, kind of stops it from looking cute, is all of the candles and all of the diffusers and all of this and all of that, trying to make it smell better. So I actually want you to use the appliances that always sit out as kind of a shield. So hide your diffuser behind your coffee machine, hide it behind your decorative accents. You know, if you don't have a cute candle, maybe store it behind something. I know that you know, seems a little counterintuitive, because of course there are cute candles and diffusers and something like that, but sometimes we want the scent without the look of something because we don't want the clutter. And I say to myself, my coffee machine is going to be out anyway. This is wasted space. I'm just going to hide this back there. I'm going to get the benefit of this without having the visual clutter from it, and I think it helps a ton. In every other part of the home, I think we're always inclined to really style, but in the kitchen we have beautiful countertops, we have great hardware, we have beautiful cabinets. Less is more. So a lot of the times we just stick to odd groupings, but that could be 3, 5, 7, 9. I mean, the list goes on and on. You can choose any odd number, but we just want to stick to the 3 or the 1. We don't want to go above 3. We want to keep it nice and minimal. And honestly, groupings of just 1 look best. But remember, a grouping of something could be a vase or like a bowl that has fruit in it or something like that. That counts as 1 unit. You don't have to count all of the individual pieces of fruit and the bowl, right? So that is 1 unit that counts in that rule. Now, if you are doing 3 items, you want to make sure you're making a triangle shape with those items. So you want something to be tall and you want something something on either side. So we either want to form like an isosceles triangle or we want to form a right triangle. Those are the two triangles we want to create because we find these shapes really, really, really visually appealing. In a kitchen, I think a right triangle will probably be more likely, just so that you can slope the decor down towards the sink so that your taller decor isn't getting dirty, it's not getting grimy, but either way, it really works. Another thing you should definitely have in your kitchen is some type of pedestal bowl where you put real fruit or real vegetables. Now, if you're not a fruit or vegetable eater, you can have faux ones. Like I have faux artichokes that sit in my kitchen all year round. They're very vibrant, they're very full, they're very striking, and I think that this really helps because the fact of the matter is we go through our fruit and veg too quickly. So I have the decor for 3 days and then I'm like, okay, well, what about until I go back to Whole Foods, right? So when you have something faux like this, it's evergreen. You see what I did there? It's evergreen. It's always going to work and you don't have to maintain it that way. So you don't have that empty feeling or that feeling, oh, I have to restyle because I've run out of this. This is kind of an evergreen thing. So you can have this on one part of your kitchen, then maybe you'll have a tray or a smaller bowl or something like that with real fruit and veg when you have them available to you. But I think having both makes the kitchen look a little bit more interesting. I think the kitchen, we're going to really add color via our fruit, our veg, the more organic elements, our florals and stuff like that, not so much via just like other decorative accents. I don't want you to bring any decorative accents besides vases and bowls into your kitchen until you've done all the other things I've talked about in this video and then been like, okay, Kiva, I still need more. One of the best things you can do to make your kitchen look more expensive is to use functional storage items that do look cute. So I'm not talking about faux books, though you could have a faux book in your kitchen if you wanted to. You can throw all of like your measuring spoons and stuff in there if you want. I actually think you could get away with that and that would look really cute. But I mean having a salt and pepper stand like this here. These are really cute marble stands that I have here. They just have the two different types of salt that I cook with most often. I have cute little amber jars that have all of my seasonings in them. They're cute, but they're also functional. So when I open the drawer, it's not like, you know, a drawer full of like trash popping out of me and I'm like scared and it feels like a horror film. It always looks really, really beautiful, but it's also functional. I have a spoon rest because I cannot tell you the number of times I used to stain my countertop with like pasta sauce and stuff like that while I'm cooking because I'd set the spoon down and then I go through 50 spoons because I'm like, oh, now the spoon's dirty. I just got this travertine spoon rest that also matches my travertine little utensil holder. I just have things that are all super functional and cute so that I don't have to get something functional out and then find some place to put the cute stuff and trying to like keep track of all those things all the time. I think that's what people really get wrong. Even this cutting board, it has a face on it. It's decorative, it's chic, it's striking, but I can also use it as a charcuterie board or to cut up an onion or anything else I have in my home. I love that when I'm cooking, for the most part, I don't have to reach anywhere. All of my decor is what I'm going to cook with, and that's how you should keep it because then your kitchen will actually stay looking expensive. The next way to make your kitchen look expensive is to just hide all of those cords. Use a tidy wrap, use a cord organizer, just push your appliances back and hide those cords. You can even wrap the cords around books, something like that. Just be strategic with how you're placing things and where you're placing your appliances and your plug-in items relative to your decor so that you can strategically place those cords because the cords can really ruin the vibe. They ruin the vibe in all the rest of the home, so you should still be doing cord management in the kitchen. Another very crucial way to make your kitchen look more expensive is to add lighting. So of course you can have things like candles, but a small lamp really goes a long way. One that is like rechargeable so that you don't have those cords, or strategically placed so that you don't have to deal with those cords. I also like to use plug-in sconces under my island to really beautifully illuminate it so that I have all of that lighting, but I'm not taking up any of that precious counter space we've been talking about today. And if you're a lover of cookbooks, please, please, please use cookbook stands. I think that's a great way to get books in the kitchen, to get something new, because if you think about a cookbook, right, you have those beautiful pages. If you turn it, you get a new piece of art every single day, and I think that's a great way to keep your kitchen feeling fresh. Another thing I want you to do in your kitchen to make it look expensive is to stop buying all of those beautiful soap containers. I know that they're really beautiful and we try to maintain them, but they get grimy. We run out of soap, we don't refill them, and then it's just like a cluttered mess. I want you to design your kitchen in a way so that there's like a little stand for your soap and for your sponge, like in your sink, so they're not touching the sink, but they're kind of suspended in the sink if you have one of those suction cup ones or a little stand like that, so that you're not always looking at the soap and the sponge, and you don't have to get a designer soap or sponge. You can just get what is most practical for you and works best for you. And for me, that's like the Scrub Daddy, and they're never cute, and it's like the antibacterial soap, which is never cute. So I can have those things at the ready, but they're not ruining the entire vibe. But if you have to keep those containers, I say go with like a black frosted glass or something like that. I think that they blend in the best and they hide all of that grime the most. And I actually just like to use jewelry trays for my sponges because they hold sponges really well and they tend to be really cute and decorative, and at least they kind of obscure the look of the sponge. Though in the best world, I would probably just put those things in the sink and suspend them in the way that I just shared with you. And the very last way I think you can make your kitchen look more expensive is to add artwork. artwork. I feel like people often are afraid to add artwork in the kitchen because they're afraid that it's going to be ruined. But one, you can get a really cheap frame or something like that from the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree frames. You can prop them up in the kitchen. You can use command strips to attach them to the backsplash. You can use magnets to attach them to your refrigerator. You can just lean them somewhere. They do have stands. Same thing goes with IKEA frames. Dollar Tree also sells canvases that you can use. They have like really famous art prints on them. You can just put them on there. They're on canvas, so you can wipe them down if they get messed up. You can also print something out on Etsy, put it in a cheap frame, do the same thing. You don't have to buy expensive art to put in your kitchen. This is where I would lean on prints, downloads, things like that, and put them in your kitchen because it's really gonna elevate the overall vibe. But that's it for today's video. Those are a few ways to make your kitchen look more expensive this new year. All of these tips are really easy to do. You can do them by shopping at your local store, shopping small businesses, going to a thrift store, even going to the Dollar Tree. So they're very accessible even though they look super elevated. Let me know down in the comments which of these tips you are going to try. Be sure to let me know down in the comments. I can't wait to learn about all of the tips and tricks you've got going on in your own home. And if you liked today's video, please consider smashing that subscribe button because as I said, we hang out every Monday and Friday, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community. But until next time, have a beautiful day.